Okay, let's talk about something that's a huge part of motherhood, but it's almost never said out loud. We're going to get into the really honest, sometimes gut-wrenching feelings that so many moms have, and we're going to do it by listening to what they're actually saying.
So let's just start right here. I don't enjoy being a mom at all anymore. Wow. That's a real quote from a mom on Reddit. And it just hits you, right? It feels like something you're not even supposed to think, let alone say out loud. But that's exactly where we need to start this conversation.
And here's the thing you have to understand. That mom, she's not an outlier, not even close. One source called it a silent weight. And that's perfect, isn't it? It's this feeling that's so common, but it's buried under so much shame that you start to think you're the only one feeling it. Well, you're not.
So, why? Why is this so hidden? Well, a big part of it starts with this powerful story that society tells us, this relentless pressure that there's only one right way for a mother to feel. I mean, how many times have you heard these? Treasure these moments. Oh, they grow up so fast. And this one, enjoy every single second. Look, people almost always mean well, right? But what these phrases actually do is set this completely impossible bar. It's like if you're not blissfully happy every single second of the day, you must be failing. And that's really the core question, isn't it? What happens when your reality just doesn't line up with that expectation? When you love your kid more than life itself, but you absolutely do not enjoy the moment you're currently in? Well, it turns out it has nothing to do with a lack of love. Yeah, it's not about love. It's about the sheer crushing weight of the daily grind. The truth is, parenting is often just this relentless series of demands that can wear down even the strongest person. It all starts with just a fundamental exhaustion. That bone-deep tiredness from sleepless nights that kind of chips away at everything and makes every little thing feel 10 times harder. Then you've got the physical labor that literally never ends. You know, that constant cycle of cleaning and tidying a house that seems to hit the reset button back to chaos the second you turn around. On top of that, there's the huge emotional toll. You're trying to navigate these massive toddler feelings and epic tantrums when you barely have the energy to deal with your own. And all of that gets topped off with this giant wave of guilt when you inevitably lose your patience and fall short of being that perfect, calm parent you're always told you should be. So you take all of that and you mash it together. And what do you get? Well, the Reddit community has a name for it: parental burnout. And let's be clear, this is so much more than just being tired. We're talking about a state of chronic overstimulation. It's that feeling, you know, the one where the mom just never stops? This quote just nails what that overstimulation feels like. It's a sensory overload. The constant touching, the pulling, the kneading. It's that feeling of losing ownership of your own body, of just being completely touched out. And this brings us to what is maybe the most complicated, but also the most important part of this whole thing. How on earth is it possible to feel this burnout, this resentment even, and at the exact same time feel this overwhelming unconditional love? And this right here, this is the paradox that is so hard to explain. You can feel your heart literally swell with a love so big it hurts, and also feel completely trapped. You can be so grateful for this little person, and at the same time grieve for the person you were before. These things aren't opposites. They exist in the same body at the same time. And that right there is why it can feel so incredibly confusing and so lonely. So if these feelings are so common, then probably the most powerful thing we can do is just break the silence. That Reddit thread we mentioned wasn't just one person's confession. It turned into a rallying cry. It became a place where moms could finally find a community that got it. And it starts with something as simple as this: Solidarity Sister. No judgment, no quick fix advice, just seeing each other. Just an acknowledgement that, yeah, this weight is real and it is absolutely staggering. And then you get this shared wisdom, which is just beautiful. This isn't about trying harder to be perfect. It's about self-forgiveness. It's a reminder that being a good mom has nothing to do with being a perfect one. And this is the message that just rings out over and over again in these conversations. It is the ultimate antidote to all that shame. Just that simple, profound truth. Feeling this way does not make you a bad mom. And maybe even more importantly, you are not the only one.
So the bottom line is this. Motherhood is not just one story. And as one writer put it so beautifully, there has to be room for the grit, not just the glory. Admitting that it's hard isn't failing. It's just being honest. It's acknowledging the full, complex, messy truth of it all.
So maybe this is the big idea we need to take away. What if we just let ourselves off the hook? What if we dropped the impossible pressure to enjoy every single moment? And instead we just accept that every moment counts. The tough ones, the amazing ones, the ones that make you want to pull your hair out and the ones that make your heart melt, they all count. They're all part of the real story. I just wonder, what would change for all of us if we made a little more room for that truth?